like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello. Let me stop being silly. But hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for part 2 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Okay? If you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and become a whole Jay Bird. Jay Bird. But Jay Bird. Jay Birds. Dun 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 and all that good shit. Do not forget to like, comment, and share this video. To comment in the comment section. To follow me on Instagram. All of that good shit that us YouTubers say in every single video. This reunion, Nene is making me be like, I watched this reunion. It's 1:30 in the morning. It's 1:36 right now. I watched it earlier. I was like, I don't even want to review it. Like, Nene is irking my nerves, and she just makes me like not care too much to even review it, because it's like, it's so much. It's just so aggravating. Nene is very aggravating. She gets on my goddamn own nerves, and you just want to punch in her throat. But, this episode starts off with Kandi and Porsha. And they kind of rehash the whole dinner situation. What Kandi was on there saying, what Porsha was on there saying. They show Kandi talking to, the people or whatever. And all of that. Now, for the most part, Kandi and Porsha are cool right now. You know what I'm saying? They're very cordial. They're not beef dogs. That's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? They see each other. It's cool. However, Porsha, I just don't like the fact that she didn't tell me that she brought Jamie on the show. Like, Jamie don't like me. She clearly has a problem with me. I'm like, because you beat the girl, you fought the girl in the alley. Girl, Porsha, you can't feel like people who don't like you can't be around or whatever. And I don't think Kandi owed you an explanation for who she brought on the show. Even though it's like, why did Kandi bring them on the show? But I guess it's because that's who was part of the storyline at that point in time. So they then get to the whole thing of Todd's birthday party and Porsha, when Kandi will have an issue with with Kandi believing her friends versus what Porsha said. I think that's stupid to even ask. Like, why would I not believe my friends over a person I ain't that cool with? Like, I just don't get what anybody think. I forgot the fashions. Marlo and Tanya is on this episode. So Tanya's dress. Tanya is a victim of not wearing a dress that looks good sitting down. I do feel like Tanya's dress on... Wait, girl. On this side looks better than it does on this side, because this side, the boob, like, it just looks a little bit weird. But on this side, I love how this looks. I do. I really, really do. The side profile looks amazing. But again, she picked a dress that doesn't photograph too well when you're sitting down. Because again, on here, it looks like, what is she wearing? Like, what is this? I mean, she looks cute. I liked her hair. Maybe. I liked it, but I didn't like it. It's not a good look sitting down, but I loved how this looked. This is cute. From this angle, it's cute. Shoes is cute. Her stance is cute. It's a very good side profile. We also have Marlo. Marlo's dress was cute from the bottom. I did not like whatever was going on around here. None of this looked good. I don't know if because she didn't have a bra on and she needs a bra, or what's going on with it, but I did not like it. I mean, her lace front was laced down properly. Her makeup was really simple. She looked pretty in the face, but Marlo was aggravating too, so I really didn't, she's all up in Nene's ass, so I can't really even tell, if that was her office, or if that was just Nene's train. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. So, again, the whole thing with Kandi and Porsha, who was the aggressor, and Porsha, going up against whoever. Candy's point, 'cause Andy asked, like, what do you and Todd, or Todd insinuated that maybe Porsha was drunk. And she was like, well, yeah, we just, because she was extra. So it wasn't that she was drunk, but we did see her with, a glass of wine in her hand. I wasn't drinking because I was pregnant back then. And Ken's like, you had just gotten pregnant, so you weren't that far along. Like, you couldn't have been more than a month. No, I was like 3 or 4 months at that point. And she was like, Porsha, you said you got pregnant in like June, and Ty's birthday is no, in like June, and Ty's birthday is in like August or whatever it was. So again, like you should have been like a month or so. Well, no, however the time frame was, she would have been about a month or so pregnant, but not far enough along where people knew she was pregnant, or she may not have even known she was pregnant. And then she's like, it's pictures of you at the party with drinks in your hands. So like, well, it may have been a mocktail. And I'm like, girl, if no one knows you pregnant and we see you with drinks in your hand, why would we not think you drunk? But again, they didn't get re-beefed out about it. They just had two different opinions. You know what I'm saying? Kandi said, like, look, multiple people came up and told me that Porsha was the aggressor, or that at least she was walking up to the girl saying, what's up, what's up, what's up? And she said, I did not feel that Porsha would walk up to anyone calmly and be like, oh, so what's up, hey? Because that ain't Porsha. And we know that ain't Porsha. But, let's not even dwell too much on that. Again, they both have agreed to disagree, and they cool now. So, actually, none of that matters. But, the reunion rehash the shit. But nothing extra came out of that conversation. Anyway, so, I do think Porsha a little bit, though, did not want to admit how fast she got pregnant dealing with Dennis, because they did a viewer question. I'm like, I do wonder if any of my questions are going to make it. I doubt they will, because unless they do it in episode 3. Because I sent some questions too, but they ain't asked one of my questions yet. But a viewer question was, do you not want to admit that you got pregnant by Dennis before y'all was like exclusive? And she said, oh, I got pregnant the minute we was exclusive, meaning you wasn't exclusive and you got pregnant. You knew you was pregnant, and then y'all was exclusive because he got a whole baby on the way. But again, she pregnant, she happy, she glowing, she has a beautiful daughter, Pilar. Her and Dennis is happy or whatever. So blessings upon blessings upon blessings to Porsha. But I felt the Phaedra coming on. Because remember, when Phaedra was pregnant, she kept lying, saying that she was further on than what she really was. What was it? Yeah. Or that she wasn't. She just couldn't never get the math right. And it's because she didn't want people to know that she was pregnant before she got married. So what Porsha thing is, Porsha was pregnant before her and Dennis were exclusively, monogamously together in a relationship. But again, now they together. We do see Nene. It was a lot of Nene and Greg. Not a lot, but that was the next thing. Again, because the reunion, it was a lot that I didn't care about. Nene says her and Greg are still not in a good place. She brings up how, they are in conflict with Dr. Jeff. Which is funny, because the last time we saw Dr. Jeff on the show, Nene was upset because he was on her side when she was talking to the other lady and she walked out. But she said Greg picked Dr. Jeff. I wouldn't have picked him, but we in conflict. That's what we doing. The whole time Nene was on stage, she was looking like she didn't like Greg. Like, I guess he's here, I'm gonna let him sit next to me or whatever. But she brings up how, they still do not sleep in the same bed. She brought up how because he had the colostomy bag, they was, in different rooms. Okay, and even though he doesn't have it anymore, they still are not in the same room. And I'm like, but why not? God, that's really not happy. Greg looks good, of course. I had another picture of Greg to show his actual face. Because so as y'all see, Greg looks great. Okay, Greg looks great. He, it's a good thing that he's back to being healthier. We know in real life he rang the bell because he's done with his chemo and everything. So we hope and pray that he's getting much, much better. So, they asked him, like, why didn't he do chemo right away? And he says, wait, let me show y'all. How Nene was really looking the whole time she was sitting there. Okay, let's do that picture. So this is how Nene was looking the whole time Greg was talking. Let's be honest about it. So, Greg brings up the reason he did not do chemo right away was because that God led me to try the holistic, first. I wanted to do that, and then I, circle back around to this. He brings up how, for years he avoided getting the colon testing because he thought the colon test was about was a prostate exam. It was different things. He said Nene kept suggesting it, and he just did not listen. He said mainly because I was ignorant to the what the test actually was, and I would suggest for people to just go get it done. And, we as men or as black men should not, my eye attention, we should not be, scared to have this done because it can really save our lives. Because had he been tested earlier, it could have, it wouldn't have gotten to the point to where it was. So he admits that he was ignorant at that point. So he gets into the point, he starts talking about and like, Nene said you was like, being like difficult or grouchy. And she's like, well, no, Dr. Jeff said stop using that word. And, speak on, because he probably told her stop talking about your husband. That's probably what he told her. So Greg said he can admit that he wasn't always nice, that he can be difficult at times, and that he not perfect. So Nene then brings up, because my personality is bigger than Greg, sometimes when things happen, I take the rap for whatever happened. No, Nene, sometimes you just a bitch, and you just a bitch. And that's what it is. Even if Greg is not the nicest at times, even if he's wrong, I still feel like you would just take it times 10. Like, to take it all the way away from where it don't need to be, and that be the bullshit that goes on or whatever. So at this point in time, they then ask Greg, like, well, do you feel like Nene, shared too much, or did she, spill too much of y'all tea? And Greg said, I do. And I talked to her about that. She said, yes, he do. He all the time, he really do. He said he feel like you can, spoon feed somebody versus shoveling stuff down their throat, meaning you give them so much, it's team too much all the time, or whatever. And, something, he like, there should be a line that should not be crossed. Because Nene be telling it all. And then she'll tell stuff and be like, I don't know why people saying this, and this, because you said it. Because you said it, Lanithia. Anyway, they then asked, well, did you not like it when she revealed that you cheated? Now, I said she did do that. Greg said, yes, I felt like there was no point in bringing that up because it happened so long ago. I'm over it. Now, I do feel like when Nene said, yeah, but I may not be over it. I feel like Nene was over it until Greg got sick. Nene was over it until Greg could not do for her what he had been doing for her. Nene was over it until she had to be an actual wife and be there for her husband in sickness and in health. Then she was not over shit he did in the past because he can't be, doing whatever her, hand over foot, like, oh, let me just do this, let me just do that. That's when Nene, I feel like that's when she was no longer over it, when she had to put more into the marriage than she had to in the past. And that's what I think it was. Now, I do think a person can cheat, and you can't ever say that you're over it, so you thought it should not be an issue because the other person may not be over it. But again, you remarried him, and y'all been married, and you ain't had not much to say until Greg got sick. Andy then gets into the conversation of the day of Eva's wedding, and he asks Greg, like, Nene said to Cynthia how y'all were talking, and she insinuated that you brought up divorce or want to separate, that time. Greg's, Nene said he was arguing that day about stuff. Nene admits that. Greg then says, we were. He said, but I was getting dressed to go to the wedding, and she left. Nene then says, well, yes, because anyone arguing with me can't go. I say, he's not a child. He's a grown ass man, and he your husband. Nene really feel like anyone who don't agree with her or who ain't kiss her ass can't do stuff. And I'm like, you can't go because you was arguing with me. I'm like, and Greg said, I just wanted to be there, in support of Eva and her day and whatnot. And I'm like, girl, it's just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. If you at one point, Andy asked if he felt like Cynthia was really there for him and Nene during this whole time. And he said, yeah, he's like, truth be told, Cynthia is like a sister to me. Like, Like, that's what it is. Like, so yeah, she very much so was, there for me and stuff or whatever. And hang on, Nene. That whole face right there. That's her face the whole time he talking. Anyway, They then asked her, because it was a video question, like, Nene, why do you travel so much, or why were you traveling so much around the time that Greg was sick? Honey, and Nene said, because I'm the provider, and if I don't work, Greg don't eat. I said, well, God damn it. Oh, it's just the way she said it. Like, girl, at this point in time, they asked Greg, like, if he saw the whole wig party situation, how do you feel seeing Nene have different breakdowns or whatever. And he said it made me feel bad. He said, because I know in some way, shape, or form, I was responsible for the way she was feeling, so I feel bad about how things happened and what happened. Nene then go into the whole time, I acted the way I acted. I had a natural reaction, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened, happened. You know what I'm saying? And she then said, Greg is not a walk in the park, okay? It don't matter if he got cancer or not. He is not a walk in the park. I'm like, again, you're making it about you. Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, she then bring up how I had really, really hard times when Greg was sick. It was very hard for me. Sometimes I would call him at the hospital and he would tell me, don't come. You know how hard that was for me? And I'm like, bitch, he was struggling and ain't feel like, it's a thing to where, because they asked Greg, like, what that was about. And Greg said, I've never had cancer. I've never had to fight cancer. He said, so it was stuff I did not understand. It was things I was feeling that I didn't understand. Like, in some time, I just needed to be by myself. And my thing is, I don't see how you're saying that your husband was in the hospital doing whatever, and you would call and talk to him, and he would say, you know what, just don't come down here today. Like, emotionally you may feel bad because you want to be there for him, but how do you not get he just need time to Nene just full of shit. I cannot, in the words of Jonathan Hernandez, and when Greg said, like, I've never fought cancer, so I did things and I didn't know why, I didn't know how, you know what I'm saying, because he did not know. And I don't think someone telling you, well, no, don't come down to the hospital today, like, stay at home. Like, I don't think that's making things harder on you because he okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that he's somewhere stable, and he's the one, because I'm pretty sure your energy is draining, Nene. You're a blood draining, sucking succubus is what you are. So I can only imagine how, if you were there, how you would suck more life out of Greg, and he ain't want to deal with that because you're a fucking energy succubus, Nene. This is a fucking succubus. She just gets on my damn nerves. Anyway, Andy then asked Greg, like, well, do y'all want to save marriage? Like, do you want to save this marriage? Greg says, yes, I do want to save this marriage. Nene then says, I can't say what I'm going to do. I don't know. I can't say nothing or whatever. We will have to see. Well, at that point, I would have said, well, maybe we should get a divorce. If you don't know what you want to do, why are we together? I'm not joking, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't like Nene. I don't. She has been horrible this season. Horrible this whole season. So, and after that, Greg leaves the stage. So they then get into the whole thing with Marlo and Tanya, because Marlo and Tanya come out, and then, they bring up how Tanya came onto the show as a friend of Nene, and then throughout the season, her title changed from, Nene's friend to Eva's friend. Marlo then said, well, yeah, Eva's thing did that too, so you said maybe, and Eva said, girl, Nene don't have not nan hand and me get on the show or get or anything, so cut the bullshit. Now, for Tanya, when they said about Tanya's thing changed, Nene mumbled, well, I co-signed that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it should have been. It should have been Eva's friend. Again, Nene don't like anybody who not her team. Point to the blank to the period. So, Nene then says, well, I'm the reason that Tanya is even on the couch. Honey, at that point in time, they get into the whole thing of, Nene saying how Tanya may marry somebody else, and that whole thing that happened when it was out of the country. And then Tanya stood up for herself, because Nene, well, I didn't mean it like that. Yes, you did. You was being mean and honoring evil, like Greg, like you say, Greg, yes, the girl, what the fuck ever. Tanya was like, your comments weren't pure. Like, that's the total crock of shit. excuse me, I'm saying, that was like saying my relationship wasn't real or whatever. Tanya just gave it to Nene and she wasn't quiet. She said, you know what, bitch? Not today. Now my goddamn money is what she was saying. And I like her saying what you said was foul. What you were insinuating was my relationship wasn't shit and I can marry somebody else. That ain't how you supposed to do people. And Nene the whole really? Really? You want a peach, huh? So they going back and forth a little bit. Cynthia brings up how, well, I know when Nene trying to be mean and when she's trying to be shady or whatever, and I don't think that she was trying to be mean. I'll say this. I don't think Nene was trying to be mean. I still think what Nene said was fucked up. And when Tanya brought it up, Nene then got mean and shady. So the initial comment wasn't probably meant to be that way. But when someone say, why would you say that? Like, that's kind of crazy. Nene got mean and got like Nene or whatever. But nice try. At this point in time, Eva, like, what I'm saying, well, how did it go from y'all? Like, you keep saying how you cool with, like, you and Tanya ain't got no issue. But y'all don't even talk anymore. Y'all don't kiki. And Tanya said, well, and we don't. Well, what are you talking about? I don't know. Girl, whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I see how she move. Like, I see how she move. Like them fish, just like this or whatever. So what she was saying was, Tanya came in as a friend of mine, and now she's friends with other ladies. And Tanya said, like, well, let's break down what you mean. Like, Tanya was like, I'm not going to play dictionary, bitch. We're not going to play what you meant by what you meant by what you meant by. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And what you mean is, because I, kind of moved up in the group and became friends with the other ladies. And Tanya did. I prayed Tanya get a peach. She needs a peach next season, point and blank to the period. So, and she's now friends with the other girls outside the show. Because I follow Cynthia, I follow Porsha, I follow everybody except I don't follow Shamari, and I don't follow Nene, I don't follow Marlo. But I see Tanya posting and hanging out with the other ladies because they all hang out outside the show. At this point in time, Cynthia brings up how, well, when Nene, when you have an issue with somebody, you don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of just stop talking to the person. Like, you don't really address anything. Honey, Nene then say to Marlo, why is she talking to me? Like, I'm not her friend. I'm like, oh, bitch, girl. So now Cynthia is not her friend, and she is saying to everybody else. So Porsha then says, it's like we all disposable, or we're dispensable. Like, you don't even really care about whatever happens or whatnot. And Nene said, well, I don't care about being close friends with any of you girls. I don't really care. At this point in time, Nene says to Tanya, because Tanya is just, she not backing down, and she's just speaking up for herself when it's time for her to speak up. And so Nene says to Tanya in between, you want to have an issue with me, but you're not going to get it. You're going to have to beg for a peach and stick it up your pussy. Nene's actual words. Nene's words. What I just said. You're going to beg for a peach. You're going to have to beg for a peach. And when you get it, you're going to have to stick it up your pussy. Nene said those words. I'm like, you all foul, bitch. And what I loved was Tanya's response. And she said, I don't understand the words that come out your mouth. I said, come through, Tanya. Look, Tanya said, I think this is what happened. I think most of the ladies watched the show. Not Nene. Everybody said watching the show and hearing how Nene talked about us, clearly she not friends with any of us. And I felt like that's why they all came to the reunion and was like, fuck you, bitch. Today, tomorrow, and forever. I don't understand the words coming out of your mouth. I say, ooh, girl, it made me cackle. It made me cackle. Anyway, we then see, they all say how Nene is very passive aggressive and how, I'm not passive. No, I'm not. They're like, you just was. Cause she would say stuff like, I'm sorry. That's how you felt? I'm sorry you felt that way. You're being passive aggressive. Again, it was a bunch of bullshit, and I'm just not here for it. Nene go into the whole thing. Oh, they all want to get a piece. Look at them. They all want a piece. Girl, I got all of them coming at me because I'm the queen. She even said to Eva, you have an attitude? I cannot believe you have an attitude. Girl, I can't. This is shocking because usually Eva don't say much. Again, Eva said, oh, but if I'm a lap dog, it's cool. Right. Nene want the bullshit. Nene want people to be able to not call her on her shit. And if they don't call her on her shit, she fine with them. Anyone that calls her on her shit, she has an issue. They want her spot. They want to attack her. They setting her up for the fall. And this and that and that and this. Girl, the fuck about. I don't really care. They then get to Shamari and Marlo. I don't really care either because I feel like is Marlo Marlo was a professional friend of the show. Marlo has been on the show, as Shamari said, for all these years, and we still don't know who you are or what you do. And I feel like for Nene to act like she has all this pull on the show, and she's the reason that, Tanya was on the show. She helped Eva all this bullshit. You can't give Marlo no peace, bitch. How much power do you have? You have not been able to get Marlo shit but a couple of friend of the show roles. And I feel like it's because you don't have no other friends. And every time you try to bring someone on as a friend, it's too much to be your friend. And they say, peace, bitch. Or you feel like you feel like they feel like they're better than you, and so you try to degrade them, because that's what she did to Tanya. But I mean, I digress. Anyway, Shamari, like, I don't have a drinking problem. I don't know why Marlo keeps saying I have a drinking problem, and Marlo was still saying that Shamari has a drinking problem and that she's like an alcoholic. Shamari is not an alcoholic. Shamari is a girl who, when she goes out with her friends, she has drinks. And as she even said, she says Marlo's weight is bigger than mine, and it is. And so her alcohol intake is different, which is true. If you are petite like Shamari, you can get really twisted. Shamari's issue is she don't know her limits, to where she'll be drinking and drinking and drinking while out with friends, and then she's drunk. Okay, period. So she does not have a drink, like Porsha said, she don't have a drinking problem, but she do have a problem drinking. She don't know her limits, and it's true. But anyone who says they have never been out with friends and had some drinks and they didn't get drunk at least once in their life, it's a liar. So Marlo, the whole alcoholic thing, I'm like, girl, it's tired and it's old. And Marlo says the simplest shit when she got nothing else to say. She keep coming about Shamari fashion. Shamari did dress differently, but I feel like she liked her clothes. She didn't look bad. She just wasn't fashionable. And everybody isn't a model, and everybody ain't walking around, with stolen labels. So whatever. Anyway, Shamari do tell Marlo, tell me about shoplifting and gold digging, and then I'll listen to you. But you can't tell me about me having a drinking problem. What the streets be talking. I have DMs and I have photos. I'm like, bitch, Marlo. So everyone sends you to see, girl, the fuck bye. I don't believe this bullshit. And Shamari say again, you've been on the show for 6 seasons, okay, and no one knows who you are or what you do. So the streets talk about you too. And I'm like, that's true. Very, very true. So Andy brings up, like, but Marlo, you were drunk in Tokyo, like on the floor drunk. Well, it's a difference between being, drunk in Tokyo on the floor or whatever, and being drunk here and like patting somebody's coochie. Honey, and Shamari said, I bet you if I patted your coochie, if I gave you some Gucci, I could pat your coochie. I said, I think she's true. I really think she's true. And I think she's right, not true. But again, the whole back and forth thing, look, I can't listen to Marlo. I can't even give her like, oh yeah, she was right. She's Marlo. She gonna forever kiss Nene's ass. All Marlo has is, she has some good glue this time for her wig. And I did not like her dress. But all Marlo has is to say to people, oh, the streets said. Well, the streets been talking about you. They said you was a prostitute, okay? That you was a hooker. Okay, and your fashions are stolen. So what does it say about you if we know the truth about you? For you to come and talk about Shamari. But I mean, I don't care. They then get into the pink wig, Lord Jesus, the big girl, the bi wig party. I'm so over it. You know what I'm saying? But nothing was really discussed for the most part about it. Nene kind of ducked and dodged each question for the most part. You know what I'm saying? She kind of focused on, well, Marlo was late and Porsha was late. And Porsha said, well, my issue with you was when I watched the show back, for you to bring up how, Porsha can't say she late because she pregnant. Because it's poor people who be late and it's poor people who be on the bus with 4 kids and stroller and all this stuff. It's some bullshit and some pop stands that don't even matter. And Porsche, like, well, I felt like he was just being messy, but that's Nene. But again, I don't care. They get into Nene saying how she wanted them to support her, and she don't feel like they supported her. But she keep just saying how, well, they wasn't supportive. I'm like, they were. They really, really were. She then brings up how Marlo, they said how Marlo was only upset at the party because the day before she drove out there, Nene did not let her in. So Nene's like, "Oh, you want an apology?" She's like, "Well, I would like an apology." For real, bitch? Yes, bitch. And I felt like you really gonna play this game with me? So Marlo, you're like a sister to me. I love you. I'm like, she said the same shit to everybody every season until they don't kiss her ass. Okay? And Marlo will forever kiss her ass. The girl who cares. At this point in time, Tanya didn't say, like, Nene, we want to be there for you, like we really, really do. And then she rolled her eyes, turned her head, and again, she say, see, that's the thing, we'll say this, and then you'll kind of just, some block us off. Cynthia then said, how you know what I'm saying, we try to be there for you, with your close friends or whatever. And Nene gonna say, I'm not your friend. Like, I'm not. She's like, but on the day that we was friends, like whatever day you picked was friends, on that day we tried to be there for you, and you just don't know how to accept it from us, which is true. So again, Nene, like, I don't know what they're talking about. At that point, Porsha goes off about how it's hurtful, how it makes them off for like any real moment they've ever had wasn't really real, how I prayed for you, Dennis prayed for you, our parents prayed for you, we was all there for you, and you here just saying, fuck y'all, I ain't y'all friend, fuck how you feel, I don't care, I ain't gonna say, like, it's hurtful, bitch. Porsha was mad, and she's like, I can't see. She was like, I can't sit here and not, say nothing. I can't do that. It's hurtful. And I'm like, girl, Porsche was on one, and she was right. She was 100% right. And the fact of we be there for you, and then you say we not when we were. It's like saying the things we've done meant nothing because you don't even recognize it. And it's some bullshit. Some bullshit and some popping stands. Anyway. Nene has no response. She don't say, oh, she act like Porsha didn't just say shit. And Porsha said a whole bunch that was very, very valid. And like, Andy said, you don't have nothing to say? Well, what do you want me to say? Like, if somebody just poured their heart out to me, like, I would have something to say. Well, I don't have anything to say. Marlo, she's hurt, Andy. The fuck? No, she isn't. Girl, the fuck bye. Marlo then say, I believe that Porsha is, sincere. Well, Cynthia, I don't know, because, what you was real funny. Cynthia said, girl, bye. I have been there for Nene on times when you and her weren't even friends. That's true. And when Nene said, well, I don't know about that, I said, Nene, bitch, it was a whole season where you were beefed out with Marlo and your only friend was Cynthia. The fuck? It's on tape. Run the tape. It's on tape, girl. At that point, Nene gets out. I had a breakdown. At the wig party. I could have a breakdown. Don't keep coming at me. Don't keep badgering me. I had a breakdown. Breakdown. So I'm like, girl, we don't care. Why I can't? Don't keep talking about it. And then it just went off. I mean, look. This reunion did not need to be 3 parts. It could have really, really been 2. They've been placating a lot of bullshit. I feel like, I don't know what's coming on part 3, but I feel like, again, the last time it was a 3-part reunion, we was hoodwinked and bamboozled. And I feel like we were this time too. This season has dragged and dragged and dragged on. And I'm so happy that the finale, the reunion part 3 comes on next week. Next season, they do not need to have Nene back. They do not need to have Marlo back. Period. Bring back Kenya, add Tanya, and let that be the group. Period. And I'm done, y'all. I mean, if y'all don't like this review, I don't care. But Nene makes it hard to give a proper review because it's so much bullshit afoot going on that I'm looking like, girl, 0 fucks given. 0 fucks given. Okay? Peace.
He's like love, and music.